Hello, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for our first weekly game plan for the week of August 2nd through August 6th, 2021. Please bear with me. This is my first attempt at a YouTube video and the first time I'm doing a public game plan of how I go through and make a game plan for the week, look at what I see as the possible trends to plan for, and then adapt from there as the events of the market dictate. So I'm just going to go through my normal process. Hopefully this will help you see some of the things that I'm looking at, some of the things I see, and potential good trading opportunities for the week. Again, the key is to be adaptive, but at least this gives you something to start watching and be prepared for. So I'm just going to jump right in. One of my favorite tools to use is FinViz, and you'll see through the course of many of my videos we're going to spend a lot of time using the various parts of FinViz. I will probably do some more deep dive tutorial videos into how to use FinViz, the various components. So right now I'm just again going to do a high level, show you my again weekly process for how I put together a game plan and some of the things I'm seeing. So this is the home page for FinViz, and at the very top we can see where the major indexes ended for the week, and we can see they ended all a little bit down. This is a daily view from Friday. Again, the Dow, Nasdaq, and SPY were just a little bit down. We can see in the heat map a lot of red. You can see Amazon bright red. A lot of the tech was red. We can go into sector trends at some point as well. Another thing I quickly look at is just the top gainers and see if there's any symbols I recognize I might be interested in. There's Atlassian. These are all that had the highest percent change up during Friday. So if you see something that you recognize that you might be interested in, that's something you might want to note. Also, your top losers, and as you can see in FinViz, you can hover over the symbol and get a quick preview of the chart and see if it's something that you'd like to dive into. If you click on a given chart, it will open in another tab and you can look at that chart in more detail. I don't see anything that I'm particularly interested in right now, so I'm going to scroll down. Another group of symbols I typically look at is the double and multiple bottoms to see if I recognize anybody I might be interested in. Again, you can hover over the symbol, see a preview of the chart. Nothing, I don't see anything very interesting there right now. Again, I will go in more details about my strategy, but I tend to be I'm a swing trader primarily, so I'm looking for trades that may be days, weeks, months. I'm looking for them at a support level or a bottom and headed on the way up, and again, that may take some period of time for that stock to manifest and rise to a resistance level where I'd start looking at selling it. So again, I'll do more detailed videos about my strategy and what I'm looking for. Today I just want to kind of walk you through how I prepare the game plan for the week. So headline news, okay, we still got China issues. I will just state at this point without further explanation that we have excluded all China stocks and Hong Kong stocks from our consideration at this point, just due to the risk. And I'm pretty risk averse actually. So why take an unnecessary risk when there's plenty of other opportunities? So finally, on this page for now, and we're going to dive into this in more detail. I'm looking at just the direction of the futures, so we can see they're all pretty much down except for oil's up. gas down, gold's down, and the indices. And these are the futures. So everything's on the indices is pointing down. And as you'll see, um, and I guess I'll state now, is end of last week we took short positions using leveraged ETFs in all of the indexes. So we're currently swinging short position on all of the indexes, expecting at least some further downside. If it turns around, I've got stops in place. We'll cash out some profit, and then maybe we, look at it again when it tops out again. I'm also have a hedge for interest rates to rise in the future. I believe interest rates eventually will go back up towards 2%, maybe higher than that. This again may take some time to manifest, but we've got a hedge position to short the price of the treasury using the TMB ETF. So, and again, I'll go into more detail about how you can use ETFs to give yourself some insurance, hedge against market crash. For example, as I noted, we've got ETFs that are shorting the indexes, so if the market were to crash, I'd actually make money on the downside. So now let's look at in more detail on the futures. So in PinViz, the first thing that comes up in the futures is a heat map, so you can kind of see, okay, here's what's down. Metals are down, agricultural's down. Here's the VIX is up, so we've got some volatility. That's another position that we currently have. Is we have the UVXY, which is an ETF betting on that the VIX is going to go up. Again, this is the future, not the current position of the VIX, but the future is pointing up, so we're looking at more volatility. And again, if you're not in that position, there's an opportunity with UVXY or another one of the leveraged ETFs to play the upside on volatility. When the volatility spikes, then there's SVXY. You can play the downside on the volatility. So you can make money going both way on the VIX, but I'll tell you, you have to move quickly. So there's an opportunity there this week for volatility upside on the VIX. So here we can see the charts for each of the indices. We can see all three were pretty much near a top. Again, this is the futures, but we can see the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ were all very close to the top and made a little dip towards the end of the week. Now, again, I'm betting right now that we could see some further downside. We can see some support at this level. So we're playing for a potential downside down to these levels using leveraged ETF. If it happens to turn back up and go back to the the all-time highs again. We'll stop those out and possibly look to re-enter when the indices turn back down. Russell's kind of in a no man's land, so we're not playing anything on the Russell right now. Once it trends in a direction, we may play something on that. Again, the VIX has been consolidating kind of at this 20 level, and we're playing that given some event, increased concern over the Delta virus or anything else, we might get another spike. And then because the VIX tends to mean revert, it should come back down, and then another event will cause it to spike. So that's kind of how we play that. We can see how oil is headed up, but it hasn't reached the top yet. So we're not currently looking at a play in oil, but when it does reach this top, then we can look at possibly shorting oil back down to this level and play it again on the way back up, particularly if there's a decrease in demand due to COVID or increase in supply due to OPEC, etc. So we'll have a lot of plays in gold. When it kind of dipped down here, we got into some gold miners, also into a lot of silver. There's a silver ETF, FOBO, that pays a really nice monthly dividend. We're holding a position in that. As you can see, silver's got more upside. Gold's potentially a gap fill and has further upside, particularly as inflation fears start to take hold. So agricultural, I don't currently play a whole lot of those, but you can look at opportunities, and in a future video I'll show you how to find ETFs, either long or potentially short some of these other commodities. We can see coffee made a high and then kind of dumped. Unfortunately, I have yet to find an ETF to be able to short coffee. So I'm interested in the treasuries. Like I said, I'm holding a position for an increase in rates, decrease in price on essentially the 20-year. We can see it's been consolidating. It's kind of stable right now, but again, if we get a spike in yield and a drop in price, I've got a position that will benefit from that. I don't currently play Forex, but you can see some of the currencies if that's something that you're interested in. So from here, after we've identified some basic futures trends in the indices, like I said, we're looking at the indices to go down. Any of the three, SPY, Dow, or NASDAQ, looks like there's a potential downside opportunity. Treasuries, potential decrease in price, increase in yield, increase in volatility, etc. Here's another site I like for looking at more real-time trends in some of the futures, commodities, indices, investing.com. I'm looking at the real-time commodity future prices, and during market hours, this is live real-time data, so we can see, right now gold and silver are down. If it turns up, we'll see that it'll turn green. We can see the high and low for the day, see where it is in the range. We can see oil's up a bit, gas is down a bit, and also here, again, this would be real time, but we can see, okay, futures are pointing red for all the indices and green for the VIX, and you can hover over any of these and see a chart for that index. So again, oil's high, but it's not really at its most recent peaks. I'm not really sure why it continues to go up, because it seems like demand is decreasing and supply from OPEC is increasing, but it is, and so you adapt to what's actually happening in the market. So Now from here, the next place I'm going to look, again, you can see we're kind of taking a top-down view from the indexes and the commodities, um, and we'll look at more specific market segments, sectors, and some individual stocks, and then we'll dive into the individual stocks. But I think getting this overview of the trend, what's going on in the market, what are the trends, so that we can focus on sectors and the individual stocks in those sectors that we want to put on a watch list and actually look to be trading for this week. So one of the main trading platforms we use to do actual trading is we have IRA accounts in Webull. I really like Webull. It allows you to trade from 4 a.m. in pre-market all the way to 8 p.m. in after hours. Has some other nice features, and I'll probably do some more tutorials on how to use Webull. If you're interested in getting Webull, you can get 2 or more free stocks. They do promotions all the time. It varies. The value of the stocks varies and how much you have to deposit. Used to be $100. I guess they were doing a promo recently where you only had to deposit $5 and you got 2 free stocks worth a lot more than that. There is a link in the description box for the video and on our channel banner where you can get Webull and get your 2 free stocks. You can always get your free stocks, cash them out. You make more than what you deposited. Why not? You know, it's a good deal. So within Webull, in the trading platform, I'm using the browser-based trading platform. I like to look at the markets tab to get a good kind of high-level view. We can kind of see what was happening in the market at the end of the week. Yeah, all the indices were red. We had more decliners than advancers, again pointing down. This is telling us, you know, we have a tendency that things are going down right now in general. We can go here and see for the after hours on Friday, we can see who were the top gainers. So who was up after hours last Friday? We can see there's a gold miner. I don't recognize the others offhand, and then we can see the top losers for after hours. So what was down? Software. This is a meme stock, so it jumps up and down. Just quick FYI, I don't play the meme stocks, don't chase them. I'm not a chaser in general, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on those. I don't have a lot of opinion in general on them. Again, my philosophy is low stress, make money over time, be patient, don't panic. You'll hear me say a lot of those things. So the other thing I'm looking at is, okay, what were the top gainers sector-wise? So we can see renewable energy was coming back. Hopefully the solar EV theme may be trending back up. Let's hope so. I have several EV stocks that are down, and I hope they recover soon. That would be nice. So we can kind of get a feel for where we're at. And then next, I will show you, this is a proprietary database that I've developed, and right now it's in Microsoft Access as the front end. And I have a number of queries that I use to identify the types of stocks that I typically want to buy. So I don't know if I mentioned before, but I'm doing all my trading in retirement accounts, so I really can't short individual stocks. I can buy ETFs that short indices or themes, commodities, etc., but I can't short individual stocks. That's fine with me right now. Again, I'm swing trading for my retirement. So I don't have a need to short. So I'm looking at buying at a support level, at a bottom, letting it swing up to a resistance level or a peak, selling it there, rinse and repeat, you know, compound your money. That's kind of my overall strategy. So I'll go into more detail that in future videos. For now, I'll probably cut this one off, and we'll go into the database queries with the individual stocks and how I use that, and how to look those up in FinBiz, and kind of what I'm looking at in detail in those in a future video. So thank you very much for joining me for my very first game plan. I hope you got something out of it. I will work to improve these, make them smoother, and focus more on identifying the trends for the next week that you can act on, and the specific ETFs or symbols, etc. Please give me some feedback in the comments of this video. Tell me what you found helpful, what you didn't, what you'd like to hear more of or less of, and we'll adapt from there. Thank you very much for joining us with BeachBum Trading. And like I said, if you want to get Webull, there's a link. You can get 2 free stocks. Some of the other tools I use, FinBiz, E-Trade, etc. So thank you very much. Good luck, and have a great trading week.